So, can you guys like hear me now? Hello? Wait. What's going on? So, can you guys like hear me now? Hello? Wait. What's going on? So, can you guys like hear me now? Hello? Oh, wait. Okay, thanks. What's going on? So, can you guys like hear me now? So, I guess we're starting now? Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, thanks. What's going on? So, do you guys can you guys like hear me now? Definitely hear me. I guess we're starting now? Definitely 100%. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, thanks. Okay. What's going on? Do you can you guys like hear me now? Definitely hear me. I guess we're starting now? So, we are going to be doing a bunch of things today. Thanks. Okay. What's going on? Can you guys like hear me now? Definitely hear me. I guess we're starting now? So, we are going to be doing a bunch of things today. Thanks. Okay. What's going on? Can you guys like hear me now? Definitely hear me. I guess we're starting. I'm not sure at all. We are going to be doing a bunch of things today. Thanks. Okay. What's going on? Can you guys like hear me now? Definitely hear me. I guess we're starting. I'm not sure at all. We are going to be doing I can't tell. Maybe should I just keep the microphone closer to me? Can you guys like hear me now? This is my first live stream, so I don't know. Sorry guys. I can't tell. Maybe should I just keep the microphone closer to me? Northern, I have no idea what it is, so I don't know. Sorry guys. My watermark. I can't tell. Maybe should I just keep the microphone closer to me? Northern, I have no idea what it is, so I don't know. Sorry guys. My watermark. I can't tell. Maybe should I just keep the microphone closer to me? I don't know what's happening, guys. I'm sorry. Is it normally this bad? Pause. Okay. I don't know what's happening, guys. Can you pause? Is it normally this bad? Is it that bad? Like the echo? Can you guys like? Is it great or do you like? I can just that bad. Like, can you see this? Can you guys like? Is it great? Yeah. No. Do you like? I can just that bad. Like, can you see this? Oh yeah. Okay. It does work. It does work. I am going to open the chat if I can find out. Docs. Oh, yeah, okay, it does work. It does chat. There we go. Oh no, not I need docs back. Open the chat. Like move chat. If I can find out. I don't want it there. Docs. Oh, yeah, okay, it does work. It does chat. There we go. Oh. This is a problem. Oh no, not I need docs. What's going on? Open the chat. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, do you think I can like get rid of OBS? This is a problem. Oh no. Chat. What's going on? Is it even like showing? Let's see. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm just going to minimize OBS and OBS. This is a problem. Oh no. So here we have a map of my Wixo up to episode 22. Okay, I'm just going to minimize which OBS and OBS is a problem. And I was thinking of maybe doing some diplomacy wars. What do you guys think about that? Is that like a good idea? Of my Wixo up to episode 20 track. I'm just going to minimize which
I don't get the
OBS
reference.
OBS is a
I'll probably just do like an episode.
Sea Wars.
We have time for a
What do you guys think
VW,
about that?
right?
Is that like a
If you
good
were
idea?
Wixo?
My Wixo up to
Yeah, I'd say so.
20 track.
So basically,
Which I don't get the
you can choose like any country.
OBS OBS is a
Did I change the
I'll
color?
probably just do like
an episode.
Sea Wars.
Anyway, yeah, this
We have
is
time for a. What do you guys think about that? Is that like a
from
good
episode 22, so it's not like fully recent. So basically, subtly recent. But
you can choose like
episode 22. Yeah, it's not like so. I'm just going to let you guys choose which country. But should I be like
you
closer
can
to the
choose, like-
microphone or is it that bad? So I'm just going to let you guys. Oh wait, okay. I got an error. Stream status. Should I be like
you
closer
can
to the
choose, like-
microphone or okay? Is it that bad? I'm just going to let you guys. Oh wait, okay. Wait, I got an error. Too fast. Stream status. Should I be like
you
closer
can
to the
choose, like-
microphone or internet speed? Is it that bad? Internet speed is. Wait, I got an error. Too fast. Stream status. Should I be like
you
closer
can
to the
choose like
microphone? Is it like wait? How do I fix this error? Internet speed is. Wait, I got an error. Too fast. Stream status. Should I be like
you
closer
can
to
choose
the
like
microphone? Is it like that's good? How do I fix this error? So.
Internet
speed is. Wait, I got an error. Yeah, OBS is working.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to
choose
like
Is it like that's good? How do I also good job to Northern for being first on the chat leaderboard. Yeah, OBS is working.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, that's echo. But like, I feel like I've my microphone has this like echo feature. But yeah, OBS is working.
Stream status.
off.
Should I be like closer
It's
to
off.
like
Yeah, that's echo. But like, I feel like I've should be off at least. Like echo feature. But YouTube taps.
Stream status.
off.
Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, that's echo. But like, I feel like I've should be off at least. Like echo feature. But YouTube taps.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, that's echo. But like, yeah, I know this is kind of. I'll just type it in here. YouTube taps.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, I know this is kind of. I'll just type it in here. YouTube taps.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, I know this is kind of. I'll just type it in here.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, I know this is kind of. I'll just type it in here.
Stream status. Should I be like closer to like
Yeah, I know this is kind of. Do you guys have like any idea how to fix this? Because I am very my computer mic. Do you guys have like any idea how to fix this? Because I am very my computer mic. I'm not sure how to like, cause I'm pretty sure this micro. Oh wait, let me check. Desktop audio. Microphone. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look good. I'm pretty sure this micro. I don't think there should be that much red. Is this better? Do you guys? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Out of YouTube Studio. Like, can I close? I'm just going to close the tab anyway. Am I still streaming? Yeah. Yeah, okay, looks like... Okay, well, I'm just going to, like, make this tiny so that you guys can still, like, so that I can see both the live chat and the... Yeah, okay. Good job, me. I solved the problem. Looks like I can't minimize this smaller, but I'll just leave it up here. So, do you guys want to be a country? You can choose anything. Any country on this map. This is from What If the World Reset, episode 22. So it's kind of old, but not too old. I have the 23 map on my other computer. So, yeah. Oh, England, okay. Well, that's actually Cornwall. So, I'll just make a new frame, new layer. Let's see, where did it go? There. So, Cornwall is going to now be owned by... No, that's meant to be like this size. So, Cornwall is now owned by Warblocks. Anyone else want to? It feels like Warblocks is the one of the few people that's pretty consistent, but that's fun. So, like, there are several countries here. So, like, I'll start doing the actual, like, diplomacy wars for your Rixo when this is, like, done. Canada. Canada isn't here. There's the tribal nation in North America, but, like, that's small. Yeah. If you mean Canada from, like, the actual world map, then that's not gonna work, cause this isn't the actual world map. Is this medieval? No, it's from What If the World Reset, my series, which you should totally watch. But yeah, I see your point about it being medieval, but if you want to look at the, year, it's actually 230 BC. And we are on episode, and this is episode 22. So, we're really taking our time with this series, you know? If I'd say, like, sorry, I'd say if it wasn't medieval, if it was, like, is it one of the colored ones? Like, the tribal nation. The tribal North American nation is this one over here. Like, here. Some strong countries include Greece, Italy, Kiev, Poland, and South India, and also North and South China are also pretty strong, along with Korea and Japan. Nope, I should stop opening that tab. Yeah, just like any of these, you know. Just going to get rid of all of these circles. We don't need them. So, looks like there are 3 viewers, but one of them isn't choosing a country. Gasp. big exclamation mark. So you can just like choose any country to do diplomacy wars. And do you guys know how diplomacy wars works? Oh, okay, Italy then. So, just in case there are people who aren't familiar with diplomacy wars, it's basically you control a country and you can just decide, oh, I want to expand or invade this country, etc., etc. But, it's nothing too complicated. Like, it's pretty fun. I've done a couple of them. My first action is to take London. Okay, so London is more south over here. So I'm actually just going to duplicate this because I might actually use this. And choose this color. So taking London would probably be like around medium expand. So I can see them. I should turn off analyze the thingy. So taking London would be like this area, and also probably more north into Northumbria. So, oh, classic VW. No, I missed out on Italy. Yeah, sorry, Sasa. But, yeah, Italy has been taken. You can take Greece or France, but I don't know who would take France because it's France. Can I form a country? Preferably not, because that will mean that I have to choose a new color, and I'm not really good at that. There's, like, tons of countries here. Like, mountains upon mountains upon more mountains of countries. So, yeah. Oh, wait, that's pink, but no, okay. Another reminder, right? Again, this is what if the world reset, not like it's not a VW of like old Europe or anything. This is so just quick reminder. So we have we have Greece, Italy, and Cornwall taken. So do you guys want to like choose anything else? Or yeah, no, you should watch it. So yeah, this is what we have so far. Yeah. So Chill Gamer or Sasa, you guys can choose to do something if you want. Sasa, you can maybe like try to invade one of these countries that you border, or expand more into Libya. How many viewers are there? Let's see. I don't know. You'll stabilize. Okay, well, that's kind of like a boring response, but that's fair enough. Chill Gamer, do you want to do anything, or are you going to stay chill as Italy? Yeah? No? Is there anyone else like in the live stream? Let's see. No, okay. So I don't really know what else to do while I wait for you guys to respond. So yeah, this is kind of like an awkward VW. Actually, do you guys want to see something? Can we choose government system? I mean, the government system is whatever you want it to be, I guess. Can you even hear me? Cause like, the thingy isn't move. Okay. I can imagine so, but yeah, you can choose the governmental system. And if you're going to say ingsoc, then that's a weird choice, but okay. Can I buy a property in the Sahara? Expand in Africa. You can just like expand, you know. So Sasa is going to be expanding, and they are going to do a pretty big expansion, taking over these areas like this. And yeah, there we have another Greek expansion. There aren't actually many cities along the Libyan coast. I should probably like insert them. I want to be a republic. Oh, okay. So, does that mean that you're going to go to war often, or? Oh, that border looks terrible. I'll just fix that. Here we go. And yeah, that looks good. Because I love democracy. I love the republic. Isn't England a constitutional monarchy? I'm not fully sure, but like, would you prefer if England was simply a republic, or are you fine with the king being there? I'll keep whatever ideology Greece has. I wouldn't say Greece has a dictatorship, but their leader, which is like, is basically an emperor, you know? But more so a king, I guess. I want to do a Star Wars reference. Like, do you want me to do one, or dun 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 dun? No, wait, that's Fox. No, okay, never mind. Let's see, Star Wars references that I can make. I'm not much of a Star Wars person, so I'm not fully sure on what reference I can make, but I don't know. Do they say 6-7 in Star Wars? Build up my army for a lot of campaigns. Yeah, you can totally do that. That makes sense. Now, I'm wondering, why is it that some countries don't have their capitals? Did it like disappear or something? Oh, okay. That's weird, I guess. We elected someone who loves democracy and the republic. Okay, good for England and the UK as a whole. I'm just wondering, is it annoying for you guys that I have like OBS up on the screen, or? Cause like I don't want to be annoying for you guys. Engage with my audience. How can I do that? Start a poll.
Okay. Yeah, I'd imagine it would be a bit annoying. I'll just close it for now. I wouldn't. Now, I haven't actually like done. Can I just like hide this? Yeah, okay, I think that works. Do you guys like? I've got the live chat over here, right? Oh, what? Yeah, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I just brought OBS to the bottom of the screen so that you guys can see clearer. But so Sasa, do you want to expand anywhere again, or like I don't know, do an invasion? The English president declares, in order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First British Empire. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a turn of events. Yeah, okay. Can I invade the Levant with a pretty big army and also build up my navy? So we are going to see the strongest country in the world invade the. I mean, I wouldn't say second strongest, but it's definitely pretty strong. So they are going to march their troops right in and do really well. But the Levantine country has a backup revenge plan, and they are going to start their. That's a bad color. I'll show it. They are going to start their own invasion into Greek Libya, and it doesn't really have that much infrastructure there, so they are going to claim these. They are going to conquer over these parts of it. The Greeks push harder, and they are going to like do really well, reaching over here and making incursions along the coast. They do manage to take the capital after lots of fighting, and they kind of end up losing, and the red team loses all of this, but they have been stalemated at the Sinai, which it isn't really like a core region of the red team, but it's also pretty stable. Between wait, okay. So Africa sadly has fallen, but they have managed to take over this area. The red team asks for Sasa for the Greek Empire to keep their mainland, which is way more valuable than their Greek land, their Libyan land, which is really underdeveloped. So will Sasa accept? Oh wait, Emperor Palpatine between that guy, that villain from the thing, that with the thing. So yeah, basically it's going to be like this. Sasa is going to make a naval incursion over here, taking back their Libyan land,
and also another one over here in West Africa. Now, West Africa isn't too fond about this because they don't like fighting on their borders, but they have to make do as the Greeks push in farther. If you couldn't tell that there's a small number of troops here, there are, and they also start pushing back over here due to more red troops trying to handle these fronts and this one. And Sasa does decide to peace out, so we are going to see a treaty between the two. So, the Greeks are going to take this amount of land all the way up to here, and also taking this major city so that the red team can keep that other side, like so. No, I should probably just color this. Actually, wait. So, if I can get this right, because it looks like I'm not, surprisingly. Yeah, I know, it's so weird that I'm not getting this right. So, the red team is going to get all of these lands, while the Greeks are going to keep this, and the capital. I'm not going to change the capitals because this is like an actual map, but yeah, the capital's right here. Oh, so there is now a civil war in England because Emperor Palpatine decided. I don't really understand the lore too well, but there are going to be pockets breaking up in. No, wait. I can. So breaking off over here in the London area, and also up here in the Northumbrian area. So yeah, that's kind of like a skill issue. Looking across the map, nothing much is happening. I have to go for a while, so I massively save us, and we do allow other cultures in the. Okay, so the Greeks are going to stop their imperialism, and yeah. Crystal asked if they can be France, which they definitely can. So here we have Crystal. Wait. There we go. So Crystal is going to be France now. And, we have 4 different countries in Europe, which is really good. That means that we've had 4 total players. And this stream is going well so far. Also, remember to get your, go on to Discord and ask others if, they can come onto this stream, so that this can be more fun for all of us, you know? Actually, I'll just do that. Do you guys think that, do you guys want me to, join a voice chat, or go into voice chat so that, it's not just me yapping? Or would you prefer if we just continue this, diplomacy wars? Well,
Okay, in the meanwhile, we are going to see the Civil War continue. The Northumbrians are doing well up north over here. They've managed to create this sort of like empire-ish, and they also have expanded over here so that they can use more resources to defeat the southern government. But the southern government has taken over these two eastern pockets, so now it's kind of like a war between north and south. Then the north is going to make their own incursion to get more land. And actually, instead of going to Ireland, they are going to cross the Channel and border Crystal. So now South England is right beside Crystal at the moment. I expand and ask Iberia for the alliance. So France is going to expand. They're going to try to like avoid the empire over the the South English Empire over here, and they are also going to stray away from the Alps, but they are going to go over here and take this land, like this area. And they also try to ally with Spain. Since Spain is kind of like a bot, they are going to be fine with it. And now we have our first alliance, which, let's make it the triangle alliance between Spain and France. So I'll just fill these in. And Greece is actually going to do one last thing where they are going to invade the Orange Nation before they have to go. So they'll be on this. So they'll start their invasion over here. What? Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Please stand by. There we go. So they are going to start their invasion of Orange Kurdistan, and it is going to be much easier than the Red invasion. They are going to take over all of this area, and since Sasa isn't here right now, I'll just say that they fully annex it. They are pretty stable since I think Sasa stabilized for a bit. But yeah. The Senate sends a strongly worded letter to the Orange Palpatine Empire. The Senate are nerds. Well, that sounds like an ish them and not an ish me, so. Also, not Palpatine says 672. So, Emperor Palpatine, the Northern, Empire, is going to expand even more, taking over these areas, and also these areas of the Senate, capturing Wales, and, this area, which I don't know the name of. And they also managed to liberate this incursion. Now, what do we do about this? Well, the Palpatine Empire are going to make an incursion. but it fails. And a new country is going to be formed over here, or like so. This new country is going to expand and meet the crystal border, but they're not going to like try to invade crystal. On that topic, we're also going to see some other countries expand, like Georgia is going to expand over here, taking all of this area. And then we're also going to see, weren't they in Arabia? Okay. I think there's some weird mistakes with this map, but they are going to expand and move up along here. And they'll also connect over here, making this kind of entrance to this kind of Persian Gulf entrance country. And they actually become very stinking rich from this. Another event we are going to see is South India, or Tamil, is going to take all of Sri Lanka. And, yeah. Again, if you're new here, we are doing diplomacy wars. And if you want to join, just say a country who hasn't been chosen yet. So the Senate is going to try to use paper cuts to fight Emperor Palpatine, but they didn't realize that it was raining, because it's always raining in Britain, which was kind of like weird of them, because you know they're nerds, they should know this. But these Northumbria, the Palpatine country, is going to reduce the Senate all the way over here, in which we are going to see the Senate try to escape, and they sail all the way to Donegal, up here in the north of Ireland. Now, Palpatine does not know that the Senate has escaped here. If they did, they'd probably just kill them all. And the Senate know this, they're not nerds for no reason. So they are going to also expand over here in Scotland, taking over these areas, and then just kind of like expanding more north. And they try to go from here to here, but the North Sea is so dangerous that they end up swirling all the way over here. I guarantee this much until that if they invade there will be consequences. So now that Northumbria, the Emperor Palpatine, has taken all of Britain, they are going to continue their expansion, and they're going to like expand over here, because that seems like a very Palpatine-y thing to do, in my opinion. Hi Bosnia, we are doing diplomacy wars, so if you want to join, just choose any country on this map over here. So it looks like there are lots of tensions between Emperor Palpatine and Crystal France. So it looks like these guys have guaranteed independence, which is like good for them. But meanwhile, we are going to be seeing Poland make an expansion. Now, Poland aren't necessarily stable, but like, they can make this work. So they are going to take over these areas, take over Copenhagen Island, and also become dominant across the Baltic Sea, taking the Åland Islands as well. And they also try to go to St. Petersburg, and they connect up with the sea over here. So let's see. Palpatine. So yeah, Palpatine totally doesn't want to ally with West Africa to form a base alliance. Like, no, that's ridiculous. Right, guys? Right? Anyway, Belgium asks if they can join the Triangle Alliance. Spain is a bit kind of against it, but Crystal has more deciding factors. The reason Spain's against it is because they don't want to risk war with England, which they don't think that they're prepared for. But it's mostly up to Crystal for this. So we are going to see, very surprisingly, I wasn't expecting this, Bosnia is going to become West Africa, and they are going to ally with England. So now, Spain's thoughts on, like, Spain's opinion on being part of this alliance, of letting Belgium in this alliance, has changed a lot. From being, no, we shouldn't risk it, to, yeah, they totally want to kill us, so we should let them in. So we kind of see this sort of axis forming up against West Africa and England versus France and Spain. Now these two have the upper hand because they can kind of like close in on them, and West Africa also controls the Mediterranean Strait, so they can just like block. We are so Sigma male. I mean, I guess that's subjective, but in other news, we are going to see, oh jeez, we are going to see this country collapse. Now, it's not like it did anything bad. More so, it's just kind of like not there. It shouldn't be there anymore. So we are going to see it slowly be... Wait. What? What's going on? Maybe if I... Okay, this is weird. Wait. Okay, there we go. So this country has just collapsed. And I totally didn't do that, so colonialism will be easier. That's weird. But so will Victoria, who are going to lose all of their land, and probably only exist tribally. So West Africa is going to so Palpatine takes Scotland, and they discover, that's not intentional, but they discover the Irish Senate and the Scottish, and they're like, no, that's bad out, you can't be doing that. Like, this is totally our land, you know, like. So they are going to yet again invade the Senate, and now they're aware about Ireland, so they take over, like, all of these areas, but they leave Cork because there's nothing interesting in Cork. And they basically just go and invade. The Senate is much weaker this time around, having already lost a war to Emperor Palpatine. So they are going to lose this land. But Emperor Palpatine is not aware about this pair of islands, so they are just going to leave them be, because like they're not going to, unless they specifically try to go to the North Sea, they're probably going to fail in taking over those islands. So we are going to see Emperor Palpatine annex all of this, and it is just going to become theirs, like so. So yeah, and we also see West Africa expanding all over the coast. So it's like this. They're just going to take this part of Morocco and also deeper and deeper into the Sahara, but mostly along the coast because they know how valuable that is. And looks like we get Jump Italy. Is the based alliance like okay, so Sasa is going to join the no, it's not that color. Sasa is going to join the trapezoids, which is going to be what? Okay, wait. Let me just do this real quick, and I won't fail this time. There we go. Sasa is going to join the trapezoids, and they are going to jump Italy. So well, I wouldn't really say War Blocks is going to help that much, but Sasa is going to invade Italy, and so will West Africa, and they are going to do pretty well because the Italian government is kind of like at the moment. They haven't done too much. So the Greeks managed to take over the former Slovenian and Croatian parts, and they're nearing the capital, while West Africa takes the rest of Sardinia and Corsica, and they also take these areas, while Greece takes this. By the way, this isn't them fighting, it's just I feel like it would make more sense. So West Africa is going to take over all of these areas, and Italy doesn't care too much about their eastern coast, so they are also going to manage to snatch up this. But they are going to hold out on their on this area, while Greece gets more and more. They siege the city and they take it, so Italy only has a few areas left. Apulia, that's like, don't you just mean Puglia? Okay. Charge Venice. So they are going to charge Venice, and they do, but they actually end up losing way more than they expected. Italy does eventually capitulate. Well, not capitulate, but gets taken over. And unless they want to, like, keep So you guys can decide the peace treaty in the comments. I'm not sure if you guys want to let Chill Gamer have their, like, have at least some land, but yeah. Then Emperor Palpatine is going to make an extra effort to try to get to Denmark. But since Palpatine has skill issues, he only manages to make it to Norway. So, yeah, skill issue. And want Lego mines. Yeah, Palpatine isn't like that good, so yeah. Balkanland, Puglia, Venice area, and maybe all of the Adriatic. So, West Africa, do you agree with that, or just Bosnia? I'm gonna need you to agree with that, or I'll just, like, give Sasa the land that he asked for, and I'll just decide the rest of the peace treaty myself. Oh, and also, we are going to see Crystal expand yet again. This time they have the bravado, or bravery I guess, to take over parts of the Alps. And this pixel is off, I'll fix that. But now Crystal has a border with, a temporary border with Sasa. Unless, like, unless they only decide to take parts of it, like, yeah, so this is a VW. These are the countries. There's the red team, the brown team, South India, China, South China, Poland, Kiev, Kharkiv. You can, like, choose any country. Italy just got collapsed, so yeah. So you would like Sicily, Corsica, as well as the southern coast of France and some of. So South India. Make Sigma edits for merch. Okay. So since I don't want the peace treaty to be, like, I don't want you guys to, like, get too much land so that it's unrealistic. We are going to see this land taken by West Africa. So they are going to annex this, and this, while Greece is going to annex all of these areas, including this major city. And they're also going to get a tiny border with Crystal. Maybe enough to do something, maybe not, I don't know. And just looking at this, we are also going to make this new country, which is still going to be owned by Crystal as a kind of, like, Roman Empire thing, I guess. Oh yeah, I my voice is that soothing, you know. Like, I'll take the compliment. So Red Team Mixo, since you decided to be a country, you can be a country. Red, no. Gotta fix that color. Red Team Mixo. So, like, you guys can even just watch my other videos, just because of my voice. Like, as long as you give me views, Like, and subs, I'm fine with that. Like, thanks for the compliment, Bosnia. What happened when I was gone, bro? You kind of collapsed. You're still alive, but you're now just reduced to this. If you want, you can join the Triangle Alliance if Crystal will let you, but so that you don't get jumped again and die again. But yeah, you kind of were cooked. I'll just delete this and just rewrite it. Your new capital would also be like this city over here, I would imagine. I'll just decrease the size. So, yeah. So, Crystal, do you think Italy joined Triangle so you're not invaded again? Since you decided to be a country, you can be, oh yeah. You know, you should totally, clip that. I mean, I think, yeah, so Italy is going to join the Triangles. And can I massively stable? Wow, okay. So yeah, we are going to see Italy join the Triangle Alliance so that they don't get folded again. It's kind of sad that I have to say it again, but and let's see here. Let's see. Yo, red team want to join based alliance. Red team join triangles. Not Palpatine gets all of Ireland and builds more ships. You're not based or yeah, like none of you guys are inherently better than the other. I'm not rooting for anyone. But yeah, we are just going to see the entirety of Ireland sadly become British, which is a really sad thing, you know, like. And we are also going to see South India invade the Link team. Like pink or what? W crust. Gee. We do improve living conditions now. Not Palpatine as based. I'd like to disagree. I'm just going to assume that Link means pink, and this is the pinkish country. So we are going to see South India invade Lavender India. And yeah, it's not really a competition, to be fair. Like they couldn't really have done that much. But anyway, the OG purple Indian country is going to be threatened, which, wow, so surprising. So threatened, in fact, that they are going to invade. They are just going, not even invade, just annex this country. And they are going to invade the green country, who is also allies with the light cyan country. So they also have to invade them too. But luckily for them, they're kind of like a powerhouse, since they're the most populated they're one of the most populated countries in India, just like the entire continent. So they just take and take and take. It's up to a point where they take the entire area and they annex it. So now this is a much scarier force for Red Team Mexo to deal with.
I promised Poland a bunch of chocolate. Now, I'd say around this time, chocolate hasn't been invented yet. So, Poland's probably gonna be like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, are you crazy? That's like a suicide mission. Also, you want more land in Norway and rename Norway to... Okay. Are we able to colonize? I mean, like, maybe, but I'll see what I can do. Also, Crystal, do you want to like make Belgium part of the Triangle Alliance, just kind of to ensure it? Norway is going to, the English colony in Norway is going to expand, but the Norwegians are going to become angry because they do not like being referred to as North Legoland and prefer to being referred to as Norway. So we are going to see a revolt pop up, and it's kind of difficult to get rid of because the North Sea is dangerous. Cab, I invade the other nation. Okay. So, I'm assuming the other nation is probably this country. So South India is going to invade Limia. That's a terrible name. I'm not good with coming up with good names. But we see that this is taken over, and we also see another event happen. The Greeks ask for the entirety of Crimea. Now, something that I maybe should have mentioned, while all of this, like, angry, just general things was going on, we saw the creation of an alliance. It is a very, very big alliance consisting of Poland, North Kiev, and Kharkiv. Actually, I should probably darken that a little bit. And it also has... No, okay, that's it. But, basically they say, if you take this by force, we will invade you. Which, because historically these three have been on excellent terms, they're also considering of letting Norway in on the Square Alliance. Not Palpatine sends more. Can I? Oh snap! Hang on. I mean, like, you can attack the red team, but their land isn't that valuable, I'd say. So more people are sent to Ireland and Scotland. So I don't know what that does. I guess it's kind of like the plantations. We are also going to see the guys, Belgium. They're joining the Triangle Alliance. So it started with 2 members and now there's 4, which is a bunch. Greece offers to buy the rest of Crimea, and they say that they are allowed up to... Actually, I should probably just fix this over here. They are allowed to have up to here, but not further. So, and they'll also have to purchase it for, like, a really expensive price. Probably much more than it's worth. But that's kind of like an L for them, for Sasa. Because Kharkiv is not that willing to give up land, especially since they kind of need the Black Sea coastline, since the Sea of Azov isn't that valuable in their eyes. Can I start to enter? I'd like to expand further into Africa. So we are oh, sorry, that's really zoomed in. But we are going to see, West Africa expand, like, a lot. And by a lot, I mean, it's, yeah. But they're not actually, so basically, they're going to claim all this land, right? But it's not going to, like, really count. So, because they don't actually occupy it at all. But it's still technically theirs. So West Africa is really, really big. So Norway is going to hold off a little bit from joining the Polish alliance, and for some reason not Palpatine still doesn't know about the Pharaoh Empire. But the West African nation no, what? Okay. They find a lot of gold, which makes them richer. They were already pretty rich from owning the Strait of Gibraltar, and also a lot of this, coast, but now they're pretty strong. So Norway is gonna hold off a little bit from joining the Square Alliance. Palpatine still doesn't know about the Pharaoh country, and it gets to an extent where they take over Iceland. They are slowly starting to form a northern empire. They go so far even to Greenland before they decide that it's too cold and leave. But they have the Senate has major dominance over these waters. And meanwhile, not Palpatine has dominance over these waters, I'd say. So their border coast guard haven't really met before. Sasa does end up accepting that. Bosnia, what are we saying? So Sasa does decide to accept the deal, but it's a really hefty price, and a lot of people are mad, especially in the Venetian and in the former Italian areas, that money is being sent to a really far away place and small area of land instead of developing them, which may lead to a rebellion in the future, but it's not for sure. So the squares consider the offer of merging the triangles, but they'd prefer to wait. They're kind of like, if it gets too serious, then we'll help, but not just yet. Meanwhile, we are going to see India, not Indonesia, make a landing over here in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, taking this area, and also landing in Sumatra. This is really big for them, and they do manage to take over a lot of land, but it's getting more and more difficult because of the tribes that are in the way. Yeah, this is LVW, just choose any location, and I rebel in Sasa. So, where do you want to rebel exactly? There are many, many options. You can rebel where Abkhazia used to be, the Orange team, here, Cyprus, where Turkey, Puglia, Venice, Crimea even. So if you want to join this VW, just here are all the countries that you can choose from. So you can just choose. There are some countries that are in an alliance but aren't owned, so you can get those as well. Let's see. So I'm not going. So Northern is going to break away in Crimea. There was actually, I'm just going to go onto an old map to get the old Crimea color. So Crimea is back. They dislike being part of the Greek rule, but these two are hesitant to help them because they kind of break away from Crimea, and they're not too fond of them. They don't really care about them that much. And the yellow team is also upset that Crimea managed to get their land back. They definitely prefer Greece over Crimea, but they don't like either that much. So we are going to see Greece fight back. It is going to be pretty successful, but they can't really breach in too far. And I should probably just add Northern's name over here. So Northern, that might be a bit small. I'll just. So here we have our new world map. It's changed a lot. So I give Northern independence. Oh, okay. Well, Northern is going to be a country now, like an actual one. And they are going to take over. They demand, like, these areas. Actually, sorry. So they demand these areas over here. And since Sasa was fine with giving them independence, they are going to let this happen. So, like so. And now we have Northern as a country. So, let's see. Invade the Orange team and expand more into ice. Oh. Okay, fair enough. So, Red team Wixo wants to invade the Orange team, and they are going to do so successfully, creating their own sort of empire while ignoring the commotion. Well, not really ignoring, because they said that they were taking, like, they were funding both sides and making lots of money. But it's not going to be before the Bengal country is going to just take this area. This, they say, is for national security. But the Orange country is going to be divided between the two dominant powers in eastern India. Now, we also see, let's see what else. Palpatine sends nerds to the Azores, so they find out about the
people who are people. And they send the senators. They take this, and they take this, and they send the ones that they found over here to the Azores, which makes their journey even more annoying. Like, they were in England, then Ireland, then Scotland, then here, then... While we are going to see a new country be formed, which is going to be Iceland. Now, Iceland is weak. They could use some work, but they are going to be a country for now. Let's see. So, a Circle Alliance is created, and it is going to be called the In My Opinion. So the In My Opinion is going to be a circle shape, and in my opinion is a pretty big alliance, in my opinion. I said in my opinion too much. Anyway, we now have 4 alliances. When we started this, we only had 0. So, that's good. But, let's see. So, Palpatine, or not Palpatine, wants Iceland to join the alliance. And since Iceland is extremely weak, like embarrassingly weak, they say yes. So we see a new member of the Trapeziums join the Trapeziums. I'm such a great YouTuber. So yeah. And I also saw that a while ago. You guys asked for power rankings. So let me do one right now. In first place, I'll just make this massive. No one else is massive. So in first place is Greece. In second, I would say, I'll just move this over here. And second is probably a Palpatine. Like, he has lots of valuable land and is really strong. In third, we have West Africa. They're also really strong. In fourth, we have France. In fifth, we have Poland. In sixth, we have Spain. Seventh, we have South India. Eighth, we have Bangladesh. Ninth is China. And 10th is South China. I'll actually just do some more. So 11th is probably Poland. 12th is Purple India. 13th is, let's see, Tehran. 14th is Egypt. And 15th would be, let's see, let's go with Georgia, why not? Actually no, probably Korea. So here we have our rankings of just, yeah. I expand again since you keep not, oh yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting. I fund more Crimean rebels in Sasa. Yeah, okay. Me in 7th and not 6th, 7.
Okay, well, France is going to expand even more. And they are going to... So, I'm sorry, Crystal, for kind of forgetting. But they are going to expand even more. Cutting a deal with the Benelux country, Belgium, I guess, in which they are going to like become big. That's really vague. But yeah, they are just Beneluxia is, well, formerly Belgium, is now going to take over all of these areas and become bigger than they used to be. I found more Crimean rebels in Sassa. Well, I mean, Sassa doesn't really have any more Crimean. So, yeah. I'd say a more realistic rebels that Sassa might have are, if I can find it, the Bulgarians. The Bulgarians are back and they want revenge. So they are going to break away like here, and they're more so inland, I'd say. But yeah, the borders are not pretty, but that's because when a country breaks away, that kind of looks like Jenga, to be honest. Sassa locks in, and sadly for Northern, this rebellion is not gonna last because the Bulgarians don't really have that much energy. They're too tired to keep going. So this effort was just put to waste. And I'd actually like to just change Crimea's color real quick to its actual color. No, wait. Okay, well, I can't understand what happened there, but... Oh, okay, there we go. No. Ah. Let's see. Is there anything... I invade Egypt in hopes of forming a North African empire. So Egypt is going to be cranky about this, but that's kind of like not my problem. So Northern is going to update their color, and the West African invasion of the Levant begins. They are going to start marching troops into this underdeveloped land, and they mostly take Libya very, very quickly. Now, their forces are repelled. Get repelled. And they just can't seem to crack under that shell. They've made, the Red Egyptians have made quite an effort in preserving their country. They've, since the Greek invasion, they have taken over more and more of the Red Sea, and they've started to form a kind of mini empire, one that is big, I guess. So West Africa isn't doing amazingly or swimmingly. Does anyone actually say swimmingly? No. Anyway. I'm just going to get rid of this real quick because it's outdated.
But we can see that West Africa just can't seem to budge against the Egyptian mainland. So we can see that Red Team Wixo actually funds Bosnia, and that is going to be enough to cripple the Egyptians. Red Team Wixo is very strong, and there isn't that much they can do about this. They're kind of cooked, to be honest. So they just lose, and they're gone. Bye. So Egypt's gone now. I'm just going to assume that it's full annexation. So now West Africa is really big, and West Africa and South India form a defense pact. I'm just going to use green for defense pacts, but it is going to be that looks like an economic alliance. There, blue. So there is going to be the blue defense pact between Red Team Wixo and West Africa. So it's not really an alliance, more so a defense pact, so yeah. So yeah. Bosnia is now a really, really big empire. CMC, I see that you've joined. You can be any country you want, as long as you don't say United States, because that's not an option. Yeah, this is a viewer Wixo. So, while all of this is going on, and Havoc is being wrecked, we see the Sign country expand. And how much, you might ask? Well, that's a lot. They just... No, wait. Did I make a mistake? Anyway, they just kind of like made this big empire thing. And like so, they just have taken this all of it. So we see that the Sign country is bigger than you thought. So yeah, China is free. So this is going to be just CMC now. Just, yeah. Like, it's just CMC. Don't worry, guys. Nothing bad will happen. I'll just put this here. No. Wait. Oh no, I did it on the wrong... Okay. So, how are you guys? Have you done anything interesting recently? Yeah? No? Okay, so I invite everyone in the world to the Triangle Alliance except Crimea. That feels like exclusion. I would also like to... I don't... So... Okay. So... yeah, looks like Red Team Wixo is buying the Suez. So they have somehow, really weirdly, like, managed to get to, Africa. And, the like, people in Egypt hate this new rule. Like, they absolutely loathe it. Like, they hate it as much as, a 5-year-old hates broccoli. So, from that context, you should be able to tell they really hate it, like, that much. But here we have South India and this new Nile Valley area. And also some land in southern Arabia. So they are going to take this and form kind of their own imperial empire. Isn't that like controversial? Imperial empire. That doesn't make sense. So Crystal's invitation for Triangle members is accepted by several people, including but not limited to Georgia is going to join if it gives me yellow. So Georgia is going to join. Maybe I should just scale it down a little bit. So yeah, Georgia is going to join this alliance. Same with the lime country, the green country. Let's see. These guys, the people who are people. Yeah. North Tibet will also join, and we'll finally see Arabia join the Triangle Alliance. So not only is it global, it's also like massive. So we see kind of like a controversy between this empire, between these two sides. So CMC is going to invade South China, I think. Yeah. So let's just move over here and get the colors right. And they start invading. Now, if you watched episode 23, you know what happened when this happened. The Chinese failed, but in this scenario, the borders are a little wonky, and it's just weird enough for CMC to defeat the dark green team, in which they just fill this in, and it's their choice if they want to annex it or not, so they'll have to comment that. Oh, looks like Zemov's here, so if you want to like join. We see India is going to darken their color. I think this works. So we see New India, which is going to be this darker color, which compared to the countries that it borders actually looks pretty good. So good job. So Palpatine is waiting on finding Newfoundland, and Palpatine has found Newfoundland, but so basically the trip is kind of like this. So they go in all of these different directions. Nope. They have to sail in the form of 6-7 first. And then they go south, more south, more south, through down here, through the Drake Passage, north. They take a pit stop in Nicaragua, but they don't make much of it. Then they go over here, then go like this, then they sail over here. They don't see any islands because they're blind. Well, most of them are blind, but like, then they go all the way over here, over Greenland, which shouldn't be possible because there is ice. They consider conquering Iceland, but they don't. Then they take a pit stop in Mayo, and then they discover Newfoundland. So props to them, you know. Yeah, just a chill gamer. You can totally like become a major exporter. So they become very concentrate. They like get lots of land, like a lot of it. Well, not lots. Sorry, they're just going to be like massive. So yeah, the Warblox ships, the Palpatine ships were very good. I'll just remove this. They're awesome quality, really. Like, they only had to ditch like, I don't know, 200 ships, not that much. Like, it's not like you could form a country with the amount of people that were abandoned, you know, at sea. But anyway, Newfoundland has been found. They weren't bothered to conquer it because they are lazy. But yeah. In the meanwhile, we see Poland asking Crystal and Belgium for the division of Germany. And while that has been going on, Poland has slowly but surely been integrating these micro kind of countries, I guess, into their country. Can I even speak? No, but anyway, this happens. And obviously there are some countries that aren't willing enough to, like, join them. They're, like, cranky and whiny and annoying. And they're like, no, I don't want to join. Even though it's clearly for the greater good, but, like, what do they know? So, looks like nothing much has happened. So, not Palpatine wants to take Denmark. And so they try to, but plot twist. Dun dun dun. Norway has formed a Norwegian empire, without the knowledge of not Palpatine, and taken Norway for them. No. What? Taken Denmark for themselves. So they just, like, have taken this bit of land, and now they're pretty good. Like, they're stable. They don't have any mental problems, unlike the senators, who are all the way down in the Azores. But yeah. CMC wants to darken their color, which is fair enough. I mean, I like it, but so I'm just going to darken it to this. So now it kind of looks pretty, like, it's got this kind of golden feel, you know? Which is cool. It makes sense for a Chinese empire. So, West Africa is going to look for land in the Americas. While doing so, they take over these islands and these ones. They also sail down to Cape Verde, and they take those too. And then they arrive to the senators. And unless I want to, like,
not get a chance of being monetized ever, I cannot talk about what they do to the senators. And most people don't know about it, but sadly I do, so scary. But anyway, the West Africans who have who somehow don't need to sacrifice 200 ships to get to the Americas are actually getting pretty close. There hasn't been an expedition that has truly reached it yet, but there have been attempts. So not Palpatine wants to marry the Queen of Norway. So apparently the King of Norway has now come out as trans. That's not like bad for them, but like it being coming out as trans isn't a bad thing. But the now Queen of Norway, it has come out as trans and wants to marry not Palpatine. Now the people are outraged, not because she's trans, but because she wants to marry the person that they hate most. So the Queen moves to Denmark while marries is not Palpatine, while the rest of Norway stays under their own rule. So now Denmark is now part of not Palpatine. So, Red Team Mexo is going to be very stable as possible, which is smart since just the Arabian Red Sea thing is like a lot of people are angry, a lot of people are upset, a lot of people are cranky, a lot of people are people. But they do take more and more land. They don't bother with Borneo because they think that it's just forest and there's nothing of value there, which is fair enough, I guess. But they take over these areas and they land in the eastern part of Papua New Guinea, taking over these areas and also kind of circling in on that group of islands. And they also take the Strait of Malacca. This might be important, but it isn't really too important since there aren't that many people trading to China and Vietnam via sea route. Yeah, this is a VW. If you want to join, just look around at this map and choose a country that hasn't been chosen. So Bangladesh, Tibet, Pakistan, Korea, Babylon, I guess, or Arabia. So CMC wants to So yeah, so this peaceful annexation, it's very peaceful. Yeah. Like, there's nothing bad going on here. No. Like, it's peaceful. It's very peaceful. But they do end up taking over Korea. And because they looked at themselves in a map and said, "Oh, the good heavens," they just expand a little bit. They take Taiwan, and they also meet up with Japan here. And then they also land in the Philippines, but they don't. And their navy isn't good enough in their opinion to expand too far in. Japan is absolutely terrified, so they are going to expand as well, going all the way up here, but not taking Hokkaido. Not that there's too much there. Most of Japan's actual population is not there. There's only 4% there. But yeah, So, not Palpatine asks for Germany, and Crystal says no. So this causes lots of tension. What's the strongest and coolest country that isn't chosen? I mean, either Poland, Bangladesh, or Arabia, I'd say. That was the answer to Global Empire Mapper's question. Then Crystal splits the rest of Germany with Belgium and Poland. So Poland is very fine with this. So they decide to take these areas, and also up to here, like so. So they are just going to take this much. Crystal is no. The Benelux are then going to take this area. And Crystal was going to take this part of Germany, but then this really cranky, obnoxious country takes it all. And Poland reacts to this by invading into this country, not as peacefully as its other annexations. But unfortunately for Crystal, Poland gets more land than was originally agreed upon, letting Crystal only have this much, since they say that they put in most of the effort, which could be true depending on whose side you're on. So let's see. So Global Empire Mapper is going to be Poland. So I'll just add him here, like so. And here we have our another nation to like this thing. Not Palpatine rises tariffs with France. Oh, thanks for the congratulations. I haven't seen anyone else congratulate me, so if you guys want to, do it now. But thanks for saying congrats on 200. Finland becomes oh, okay, yeah. So France and England are having lots of tensions, which is pretty true to real life. And Poland is going to expand more so, taking land. I'm being really vague. But yeah, they just kind of like take land all the way up to Finland, and they decide to annex it all. This might work, it might not, but they decide to work together with the Kiev country, and Kiev is going, no, that border looks bad. Kiev is going to take all of this land, since they don't deem it to be that valuable, and they just think that it should be theirs. But that's kind of like a running opinion with lots of countries. So we see this. So we see that the Kievians have formed a really big country, and they're kind of looking like Russia. Let's see, anything new? I send both and my, okay. Yeah, global, if that's what crystal means.
So, we are going to see the people who are people go on an endeavor with people, and they find these islands. Not Hawaii. Not Hawaii. They don't find Hawaii, but they decide to annex these islands over here, which I didn't even know existed. No, that's weird. But they do actually find Hawaii, and they take it for themselves. So now they have created this sort of Pacific Empire, in which they are also going to take over these islands, including Vanuatu, and also these extreme, well, probably not the island, but they have made this sort of massive empirical empire. Great logic. So let's see, the people who are people, the triangles and the squares are going to unite. Yeah. So this is really, 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 really scary. By the way, Belarus isn't taken. So this country, which is kind of based in Ukraine but also has Russian and Belarusian land, that's not taken, if anyone was wondering. But yeah, we see the alliance be disbanded, and everyone joins the triangles instead. Actually, I'll just use this for them. No. And this really intimidates the trapezoids. At least I can imagine it does. But global empire goes to Hawaii. No, okay, that doesn't really make sense. So global asks if they can unite with Belarus, but Belarus actually denies. So yeah. And also, oh gee, so there are some Vietnamese scientists who look up to the sky and discover that the world is ending in 20 minutes. So, yep, that means that we have 20 minutes to finish this VW. So if you guys want to declare world wars, you should do it now, because then this live stream is going to be pretty boring. So anyway, with this extremely scary news, Babylon is going to react to it by thinking, oh, we should totally spend the last moments on Earth expanding. So that's exactly what they do. They expand. They take over the rest of Arabia. So now the continent is fully filled in. So the world war might happen, it might not. In the meanwhile, these two countries decide that they're scared and they want to join Poland. And the more countries are being scaredy cats, and they decide to unite with these countries becoming into one country. There, it's not, the yellow team isn't back, no, but they decide to become one country. The lime team joins. These countries all become one. Then the Georgia joins up with Azerbaijan, meaning that Azerbaijan is now part of the triangles. And everyone is really, really terrified. Because of this, we also see this dictatorship country join them, and Babylon unites with the purple team, which is something nobody would have expected before this terrible news was announced. And Vietnam is crying to themselves because they have no one to unite with. So the circles have decided to merge with the triangles. No. I mean, like, I guess, but yeah, you can go through France. But before that, there is going to be a peaceful annexation, but this time it's actually peaceful because Japan is just that terrified. The circles and the trapezoids are also going to unite in this eve of destruction and horrors. Is that? Wait. And the defense pact is abolished because they don't really need a defense pact anymore. So there goes the trapezoid defense pact, and instead they are going to be joining the trapeziums. I'm probably missing a bunch of messages right now, but you guys can wait, right? So no, wait. So these guys join the trapezoids, and so do these guys. Sasa becomes isolationist. Global will not make a non-nuclear high radius bomb. That's way too unrealistic. So Red Team Wixo decides to invade the triangles. Just really quickly though, Italy is going to send the first successful expedition to the Americas, proving that they did exist, all the way here in New York, while we also see West Africa making their own successful arrival in the area, over here in Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. Red Team Wixo decides to declare war on the triangles. So the war quickly starts with Red Team Wixo's troops pushing in to guarantee pushing into the country, that's a country, to kind of guarantee this front is theirs. And they're going to leave Tibet over to the Bengal country, which Tibet easily takes care of. No, Bengal takes easily takes care of, taking it completely over and starting their own invasion of the purple team. Meanwhile, Babylon takes lots of land, they take these areas and threaten the Indians, and they don't need to put in too much effort to take these, but the Bosnia and Sasa are also supporting this front line. Sasa, oh, there's an airplane overhead. Sasa is going to start their own invasion of Babylon, which is going swimmingly. Italy is going to start their invasion of West Africa, where they manage, with the help of Crystal, they manage to take all of France, and they start their invasion into these areas, trying to take their old capital. But a place where the triangles, another place where the triangles are failing, are in Spain, which isn't really developed and might end with Bosnia winning on that front line. Demicronation, sorry. It's a bit late to join since we're kind of in a world war and Kashmir just died. But if you want, you can be Tehran. So just comment that. Over here we see Global invading into Denmark. They don't have too much problem with it, and they take it in a matter of days. Down south over here, we see that Azerbaijan takes Abkhazia, but it stalemates over here. And Sasa manages to take lots of land over here and meet up with the border of Tehran. Then Azerbaijan occupies this area so that it's not too late. Sorry. Anyway. Not Palpatine builds more ships. And the Italian colony is expanded. And the Italians also make progress more in Greek Italy than in West African Italy, and they managed to take their old capital back, which is a huge gain for them. So other than that, we see the Red Team Wixo take more and more until the purple team is gone. But they had spent too much time working on India, and they have lost this piece of land and are quickly losing in Arabia, leaving only that small island with them. Meanwhile, we see in other front lines, we see that Arabia decides to send help, I guess. And they send help by kind of taking them over, which is kind of an L for them, but yeah. The West African front comes closer and closer to France. and until it reaches the border up here. The West Africans start their reinvasion of the territories here in France, but they can't take the main French mainland. England makes an incursion over here, and they manage to take major areas, and it goes, and they expand and expand until it's completely pushed back, which is a shocker for many. Who's global invading? Well, oh yeah, I guess they can. Global and Belarus are going to work together to fold over Greece. Their troops are going to go in, and they take in lots of territory. So they go in and they take and they take and they take. But it seems as if the Belarusians are more successful. However, since they managed to take all of this land, however, this land wasn't too stable anyway, so it wouldn't have been that difficult. Then the Italians manage to do something that would have been extremely unlikely in real life, in which they take over the peninsula. They can't seem to take Corsica or like their more eastern areas, I wouldn't say so, but they are able to take the rest, and they are rather stalemated. The West Africans managed to break the French border, and they're slowly but surely advancing in. And over here we see that Red Team Wixo has finally managed to stop the Babylon stoppage. That's a weird use of words. And they're slowly but surely retaking their old lands. So I don't think anything much has happened. But Norway finally gets the courage to join the triangles. I'm not actually bothered to draw it, but to show it. But just imagine that Norway is part of it. And they are going to take the Faroe Islands, which is oh no, these are the Faroe Islands, which is a huge blow to England. Oh, I guess I am going to speak in Italian then. Quindi praticamente Just CMC forse potrebbe diventare parte dei triangoli, ma non è tanto probabile. Se si guarda qua giù, come si dice arancione? Azerbaijan, non lo so, ma questa squadra praticamente prende più aria e di più e sta vincendo contro i greci. Poi si vede anche la squadra celeste, anche loro diventano ancora più grande e prendono più aria dalla Grecia, quindi sì. Ok, I'll stop now. So we also see the expansion of the Italian colony, And they have kind of started a slave trade, but not really because it's not as like severe. But they're getting lots of resources, and this world war is becoming more and more like bad for some people. We see that West Africa, while selling in the east, they are cooking in the west, where they have managed to take France's capital. They, with the taking overing of France's capital, we see that Belgium basically collapses really quickly. And it's the same case with Brittany, though France is not gone just yet. They haven't surrendered. But then, not Palpatine is killed by the last surviving senator of the Azores. So the Azores are back. Let me just... And they have taken over this kind of like all of this area. But they're still technically invading into the countries. So they have troops all over here, but they're not going to try to take over that. It looks like CMC has joined the war against the trapezoids. So CMC is going to send their troops, opening a new front in this eastern area, and they are going to storm into New Guinea. Now, it is extremely difficult for them to be doing island hopping, since they're like not that type of guy. They're not used to this extremeness, so they only get so far, but they do blow a dent, and the dent is enough for these areas to rebel away. So that also includes these islands over here, and also this one right here. Yeah. So it looks like China entering the war has helped, but probably not enough. There is only 3 minutes until the world ends. So I'm just going to end the poll because I already talked in Italian. But it looks like the France locks in, and they push into West Africa. No, it's not the ocean that's invading, it's France. So they lock in, they take land, and they take more and more. They're actually doing well. Italy takes Sardinia, and it looks like the war has been decided. Italy island hops over, and unlike Italy in World War II, I'll just get rid of this. They take this, and then the capital. They then steamroll the rest of this area, and in the meanwhile, the orange team takes all of this land, and they meet up with the Italians, and Sasa has now collapsed. The Babylon and Azerbaijan offer West Africa, India, and Bangladesh to peace out so that they can focus on England. So Bosnia has decided to peace out. They're going to they are going to annex these areas and keep them, and they're also going to take this part of Spain, but they have officially peaced out, and France is going to take this. Babylon is going to take these areas. I'll fix the borders another time. And Azerbaijan is going to annex this area. Is it enough? Well, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. So the Greeks stay as a country, just much smaller, only existing in Greece, while the Italians have sort of formed an empire, taking these areas for themselves, and so but they still won't get Corsica back. And Bulgaria is finally brought back, and they will be this big. Massive, I know. So now it's only Britain in the war, and since these areas are basically gone, actually I should probably just fix this border, but now it's just Britain in the war against everyone else, and France will lead the charge, taking all of these areas, then invading Ireland, and then with the help of Norway make a land invasion into Scotland and capture Britain. That is where this live stream and VW is going to come to an end. This is over 2 hours and way longer than I was expecting. I might make an official peace treaty in the community tab like soon, but this is where I'm going to end it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.